Hello, forever friends and family. Welcome to webinar number 12, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. My name is Alex Tunitsky and I am the organizer of this webinar. Let's continue our journey to read this outstanding book of the previous century and current century. Forward. What do you want most? Is it money, fame, power, contentment, personality, peace of mind, happiness? The 13 steps to riches described in this book offer the shortest dependable philosophy of individual achievement ever presented for the benefit of the man or woman who is searching for a definite goal in life. Before beginning the book, you will profit greatly if you recognize the fact that the book was not written to entertain. You cannot digest the contents properly in a week or months. After reading the book thorough, Dr. Miller Reese Hutchinson, nationally known consulting engineer and a longtime associate of Thomas A. Edison, said, "This is not a novel. It's a textbook on individual achievement that came directly from the experience of hundreds of American most successful men." And I would like to continue to read my friend and partner, assistant supervisor from Brooklyn, Zoya Sergey. Zoya, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Media through which services may be marketed. Experience has proved that the following media offer the most direct and effective methods of bringing the buyer and seller of personal services together. Number one, employment bureaus. Care must be taken to select only reputable bureaus, the management of which can show adequate records of achievement of satisfactory results. There are comparatively few such bureaus. Number two, advertising in newspapers, trade journals, magazines, and radio. Classified advertising may usually be relied upon to produce satisfactory results in the case of those who applied for clerical or ordinary salaried positions. Display advertising is more desirable in the case of those who seek executive connections, the copy to appear in the section of the paper which is most apt to come to the attention of the class of employer being sought. The copy should be prepared by an expert who understands how to inject sufficient selling qualities to produce replies. Number three, personal letters of application directed to particular firms or individuals most apt to need such services as are being offered. Letters should be neatly typed, always, and signed by hand. With the letter should be sent a complete brief or outline of the applicant's qualifications. Both the letter of application and the brief of experience or qualifications should be prepared by an expert. See instructions as to information to be supplied. 4. Application through personal acquaintances. When possible, the applicant should endeavor to approach prospective employers through some mutual acquaintance. This method of approach is particularly advantageous in the case of those who seek executive connections and do not wish to appear to be peddling themselves. 5. Application in person. In some instances, it may be more effective if the applicant offers personally his services to prospective employers, in which event a complete written statement of qualifications for the position should be presented, for the reason that prospective employers often wish to discuss with associates one's record.
Hold on for a second, Zoe, please. Let me scroll 2 pages back. Number 5, application in person. Number 4, application through personal acquaintances, personal letter to applicants. Number 3. Number 2, advertising in newspaper. And number 1, employment bureau. And what is the reason for all these 5 steps? Media
Media.
through which services may be marketed. For example, aloe vera toothpaste or aloe vera gel to potential prospect or buyers. Can you imagine? This book was written in 1929. 5 steps, right? Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do we miss now? It was
Internet.
read internet. No, we miss just a phone,
Telephone.
phone,
Uh-huh.
phone, internet, cell phone. It's unbelievable what the difference between now and 1929, and it was no any idea about network marketing at that moment. I want you just to think what's the difference between 1929 and 2024. It's 195 years, right? To be more specific, 95 years. And what the change, what the challenge, and what we have opportunity now to do our forever favorite business. How can we help people? When did you send the letter? When did you complete application written? I do remember time when we complete application in writing. Lila does too. Not any of you yet, thanks God. We submit application online. We received emails, text messages, etc., etc. What the changes in the world? Zoe, please go ahead.
Information to be supplied in a written brief. This brief should be prepared as carefully as a lawyer would prepare the brief of a case to be tried in court. Unless the applicant is experienced in the preparation of such briefs, an expert should be consulted and his services enlisted for this purpose. Successful merchants employ men and women who understand the art and the psychology of advertising to present the merits of their merchandise. One who has personal services for sale should do the same. The following information should appear in the brief. Number 1, education. State briefly, but definitely, what schooling you have had and in what subjects you specialized in school, giving the reasons for that specialization. Number 2, experience. If you have had experience in connection with positions similar to the one you seek, describe it fully. State names and addresses of former employers. Be sure to bring out clearly any special experience you may have had which would equip you to fill the position you seek. Number 3, references. Practically every business firm desires to know all about the previous records, antecedents, etc., of prospective employees who seek positions of responsibility. Attach to your brief photostatic copies of letters from A. Former employers, B. Teachers under whom you studied, C. Prominent people whose judgment may be relied upon, 4. Photograph of self, attached to your brief a recent unmounted photograph of yourself. 5. Apply for a specific position. Avoid application for a position without describing exactly what particular position you seek. Never apply for just the position. That indicates you lack specialized qualifications. 6. State your qualifications for the particular position for which you apply. Give full detail as to the reason you believe you are qualified for the particular position you seek. This is the application. It will determine more than anything else what consideration you receive. 7. Offer to go to work on probation. In the majority of instances, if you are determined to have the position for which you apply, it will be most effective if you offer to work for a week or a month or for a sufficient length of time to enable your prospective employer to judge your value without pay. This may appear to be a radical suggestion, but experience has proved that it seldom fails to win at least a trial. If you're sure of your qualifications, a trial is all you need. Incidentally, such an offer indicates that you have confidence in your ability to fill the position you seek. It is most convincing. If your offer is accepted and you make good, more than likely you will be paid for your probation period. Make clear the fact that your offer is based upon A. Your confidence in your ability to fill the position. B. Your confidence in your prospective employer's decision to employ you after trial. C. Your determination to have the position you seek. Number 8. Knowledge of your prospective employer's business. Before applying for a position, do sufficient research in connection with the business to familiarize yourself thoroughly with that business and indicate in your brief the knowledge you have acquired in this field. This will be impressive, as it will indicate that you have imagination and a real interest in the position you seek. Remember that it is not the lawyer who knows the most law, but the one who best prepares his case who wins. If your case is properly prepared and presented, your victory will have been more than half won at the outset. Do not be afraid of making your brief too long. Employers are just as much interested in purchasing the services of well-qualified applicants as you are in securing employment. In fact, the success of most successful employers is due, in the main, to their ability to select well-qualified lieutenants. They want all the information available. Remember another thing: neatness in the preparation of your brief will indicate that you are a painstaking person. I have helped to prepare briefs for clients which were so striking and out of the ordinary that they resulted in the employment of the applicant without a personal interview. When your brief has been completed, have it neatly bound by an experienced binder and lettered by an artist or printer similar to the following: brief of the qualifications of Robert K. Smith applying for the position of private sector secretary to the president of the bank company incorporated, changed names each time briefs is shown. This personal touch is sure to command attention. Have your brief neatly typed or mimeographed on the finest paper you can obtain and bound with a heavy paper of the book cover variety, the binder to be changed, and the proper firm name to be inserted if it is to be shown to more than one company. Your photograph should be pasted on one of the pages of your brief. Follow these instructions to the letter, improving upon them wherever your imagination suggests. Successful salesmen groom themselves with care. They understand that first impressions are lasting. Your brief is your salesman. Give it a good suit of clothes, so it will stand out in bold contrast to anything your prospective employer ever saw in the way of an application for a position. If the position you seek is worth having, it is worth going after with care. Moreover, if you sell yourself to an employer in a manner that impresses him with your individuality, you probably will receive more money for your services from the very start than you would if you applied for employment in the usual conventional way.
Zoe,
If you
thank you. Hold on for a second. Please take a break. Thank you very much. We will continue later from this section. And now I would like to change the subject, but it's a related subject to our business. I would like to share with you some video. Let me change the screen. And I would like encourage everybody to take a piece of paper, pen or pencil to take notes. Then we will have a discussion after this short 5 minutes video from Forever. And please confirm what do you see on the screen and sound when I start to run video.
we see people,
Okay, very good. Okay, let's go. Thank you.
Forever family, it's that
nice. Sound is good.
time of year where we recognize our brand new global leadership team.
Sound is good, right?
Yes.
These are a legit group of dedicated people who have achieved over 7,500 case credits in 2023. There ain't no secret to achieving GLT status. It's all down to having an eye on the prize, being all in on helping others achieve, and working their fingers to the bone throughout the year. So, let's meet our brand new global leadership team for 2024. First up, it's someone who joined Forever just 5 years ago. And as an agricultural engineer, he has a high appreciation for the benefits of plants, such as aloe vera. From Turkey, please welcome first-time GLT, Dahea Ahmed Ataya. Another GLT newcomer is super passionate about beauty and well-being and how Forever can help to deliver that for her customers. From Italy, congratulations to Alicia and Francesco Vicente. From Morocco, It's an incredible lady whose passion and determination to achieve her goals knows no bounds. Give it up for Kautar Taiju, a former GLT member and a couple who love the products and share them with so many people in their native Japan. Congratulations to Keiko and Shagio Kabuna. Next up is serial GLT qualifier Philip Ritter from Switzerland. This year, he and Claudia have welcomed a beautiful new aloe baby, Amelia, into the world. Congratulations. It's time for a brand new GLT couple. Mariola and Christian Heider are living it up in Dubai and are building a fresh global team that supports each other each and every day. We have another GLT couple who may be the busiest of the bunch. Not only have they developed an impressive team in their home country of Moldova, but they are parents to 9 beautiful children. Congratulations to Marina and Theodore Carnot. This next duo have been GLT members for more than 10 years, with a huge team that spans across Eastern Europe. From Kazakhstan, Attila and Katie Gidafalfi. It's time to celebrate friends who have been with forever for over 30 years. Now living in Morocco, let's celebrate Joel and Andre Bonafoy Polly. Next, we give a shout out to the United Kingdom Queen of Forever, the legendary one and only Jane Leach. Now we move up to the 10K level. And this guy is bringing his youthful spirit and super social media savviness to the GLT. And we will be hanging in his hometown in Delhi, India in April for the FGR. Give it up for Krishna Aurora. Drop it. Time for another 10K qualifier that's also a shiny new global leader that brought her A game in 2023. From the UAE, congratulations to Binish Abubakar, a brand new entry from Japan. And this lady is building a business the right way and one that will take care of her well into the future. Welcome, Miho Sugihara. The next level is 12.5K, and we welcome one of the sweetest, most kind, high-flying couples you could hope to meet. From Japan, bravo to Chikako and Kunihiko Oshima. Next, we have a couple who are true forever legends who have built a global business that is the envy of everybody. Now living in the UAE, congratulations to Rolf and Dominique Kipp. We are now smashing through the 20K level, and this lady joined Forever in 1998. Worked very hard and is now enjoying her life to the fullest in Japan. It's Etsuko Motosuji. This next lady has reached new heights, attaining the 45K level. Boom, shake the room for our #1 forever business owner in the world. From Japan, it's Honami and Koken Takagi. And that's a wrap. I don't think you can take much more excitement than that.
All right, I would like to encourage everybody to share what did you see and how you relate their accomplishment to our business, and what is your vision? What do you think about this accomplishment? Who is going to talk first? Anybody? What is your big surprise? What do you like? What has amazed you?
It's me, Alex.
Yes, go ahead, Iris. Sure,
Yes,
absolutely.
it's just that the number one. I thought like 20K before was like the very top. It's double. It's like 45K, and for young couple also. So I mean, it's great that you could see like it is really limitless what Forever can do.
Absolutely. Thank you, Iris. It's unbelievable. Ralph Keep accomplished couple of times over 22, 23. Once he accomplished, as far as I remember, 24,000 Ks. 24,000. And now this lady from Japan, 45,000 Ks. It's unbelievable. Okay, who is next? Zoya?
Yeah, it's a very impressive video. these people are shining with light and success, and so looking so beautiful and healthy. And it's very impressive. So many cases from Japan, so many people from Japan. It's interesting.
How
So,
many?
and um, I don't know, maybe 4,
5.
5. So, and it's so pleasant. It's so nice to hear from the couple of Moldova, Kazakhstan. It's great. Yeah, it's impressive, really.
Okay, thanks a lot. Who else? Людмила Semenchik, please go ahead.
Good evening. I was impressed with Moldova's couple. 9 children and
Right, right here.
yes, 7.5 thousand. It's unbelievable.
It's a big country, Moldova.
The country is country, but 9 kids. Somebody who has 3 like me, I'm think that I'm hero, but I'm not even close to them. And I'm not talking about the country. I'm talking about the people. It's unbelievable. How could people can do it? I don't know. For me, it's not a miracle, but I don't know the secret. I don't know the secret.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? And this guy on the top left corner, 5 years in the business, 75K, 7.500. I'm sorry, 7.500K. 5 years only in the business. So it's a great accomplishment, unbelievable.
From
Okay,
Turkey.
yes, from Turkey, right, on the top left corner, right here, his picture. Okay, let's go back to our reading. Let me change the screen, switch the screen. Hold on, please. And I would like to ask, continue to read. Friend and partner, the most reliable manager from New Jersey, Iris Cristobal. Please go ahead, Iris.
If you seek employment through an advertising agency or employment agency, have the agent use copies of your brief in your marketing services. This will help gain preference for you, both with the agent and the prospective employers. How to get the exact position you desire. Everyone enjoys doing the kind of work for which he is best suited. An artist loves to work with paints, a craftsman with his hands, a writer loves to write. Those with less definite talents have their preferences for certain fields of business and industry. If America does anything well, it offers a full range of occupations: tilling the soil, manufacturing, marketing, and the professions. First, decide exactly what kind of job you want. If the job doesn't already exist, perhaps you can create it. Second, choose the company or individual for whom you wish to work. Third, study your prospective employer as to policies, personnel, and chances of advance. Fourth, by analysis of yourself, your talents, and capabilities, figure what you can offer and plan ways and means of giving advantages, services, developments, ideas that you believe you can successfully deliver. Fifth, forget about a job. Forget whether or not there is an opening. Forget the usual routine or have you got a job for me? Concentrate on what you can give. Sixth, once you have plan in mind, Arrange with an experienced writer to put it on paper in neat form and in full detail. Seventh, present it to the proper person with authority and he will do the rest. Every company is looking for men who can give something of value, whether it be ideas, services, or connection. Every company has room for the man who has definite plan of action, which is to the advantage of that company. This line of procedure may take few days or weeks of extra time, but the difference in income, in advancement, and in gaining recognition will save the years of hard work at small pay. It has many advantages, the main one being that it will often save from 1 to 5 years of time in reaching a chosen goal. Every person who starts or gets in halfway up the ladder does so by deliberate and careful planning, except, of course, the boss's son. The new way of marketing services jobs are now partnerships. Men and women who market their services to best advantage in the future must recognize the stupendous change which has taken place in connection with the relationship between employer and employee. In the future, the golden rule, and not the rule of gold, will be the dominating factor in the marketing of merchandise as well as personal services. The future relationship between employers and their employees will be more in the nature of partnership consisting of A. The employer, B. The employee, C. The public they serve. This new way of marketing personal services is called new for many reasons. First, both the employer and the employee of the future will be considered as fellow employees whose business it will be to serve the public efficiently. In times past, employers and employees have bartered among themselves, driving the best bargains they could with one another, not considering that in the final analysis they were, in reality, bargaining at the expense of the third party, the public they serve. The Depression served as mighty protest from an injured public, whose rights had been trampled upon in every direction by those who were clamoring for individual advantages and profits. When the debris of the Depression shall have been cleared away, and business shall have been once again restored to the balance, both employers and employees will recognize that no longer privileged to drive bargains at the expense of those whom they serve. The real employer of the future will be the public. This should be kept uppermost in mind by every person seeking to market personal services effectively. Nearly every railroad in America is in financial difficulty. Who does not remember the day when, if a citizen inquired at the ticket office the time departure of the train, he was abruptly referred to the bulletin board instead of being politely given the information? The streetcar companies have experienced a change of times also. There was a time not so very long ago when the streetcar conductors took pride in giving argument to the passengers. Many of the streetcar tracks have been removed, and passengers ride on a bus whose driver is the last word in politeness. All over the country street, car tracks are rusting from abandonment or have been taken up. Wherever streetcars are still in operation, passengers may now ride without argument, and one may even hail the car in the middle of the block, and the motorman will obligingly pick him up. How times have changed. That is just the point I'm trying to emphasize. Times have changed. Moreover, the change is reflected not merely in railroad offices and on streetcars, but in other walks of life as well. The public be damned policy is now passe. It's been supplanted by the we are obligingly at your service, sir policy. The bankers have learned a thing or two during this rapid change, which has taken place during the past few years. Impoliteness on the part of a bank official or bank employee today is as rare as it was conspicuous a dozen years ago. In the years past, some bankers, not all of them of course, carried an atmosphere of austerity which gave every would be borrower a chill when he even thought of approaching his banker for a loan. The thousands of bank failures during the Depression had the effect of removing the mahogany doors behind which bankers formerly barricaded themselves. They now sit at desks in the open, where they may be seen and approached at will by any depositor or by anyone who wishes to see them, and the whole atmosphere of the bank is one of courtesy and understanding. It used to be customary for customers to have to stand and wait at the corner grocery until the clerks were through passing the time of the day with friends, and the proprietor had finished making up his bank deposit before being waited upon. Chain stores, managed by courteous men who do everything in the way of service, short of shining the customer's shoes, have pushed the old time merchants into the background. Time marches on. Courtesy and service are the watchwords of merchandising today, and apply to the person who is marketing professional services even more directly than the employer whom he serves. Because in the final analysis, both the employer and his employee are employed by the public they serve. If they fail to serve well, they pay by the loss of their privilege of serving. We can all remember the time when the gas meter reader pounded on the door hard enough to break the panels. When the door was opened, he pushed his way in, uninvited, with a scowl on his face which plainly said, "What the hell did you keep me waiting for?" All that has undergone a change. The meter man now conducts himself as a gentleman who is delighted to be at your service, sir. Before the gas companies learned that their scowling meter men were accumulating liabilities never to be cleared away, the polite salesmen of all burners came along and did a land office business. During the Depression, I spent several months in the anthracite coal region of Pennsylvania, studying conditions which all but destroyed the coal industry. Among several very significant discoveries was the fact that greed on the part of operators and their employees was the chief cause of the loss of business for the operators and loss of jobs for the miners. Through the pressure of group overzealous labor leaders representing the employees and the greed for profits on the part of the operators, the anthracite business suddenly dwindled. The coal operators and their employees drove sharp bargains with one another, adding the cost of bargaining to the price of the coal until finally they discovered they had built up a wonderful business for the manufacturers of oil burning outfits and producers of crude oil. The wages of sin is death. Many have read this in the Bible, but few have discovered its meaning. Now, for several years, the entire world has been listened by force to a sermon which might well be called the "Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap." Nothing as widespread and effective as the Depression could possibly be just a coincidence. Behind the Depression was a cause. Nothing ever happens without a cause. In the main, the cause of the Depression is traceably directly to the worldwide habit of trying to reap without sowing. This should not be mistaken to mean that the Depression represents a crop which the world is being forced to reap without having sown. The trouble is that the world sowed the wrong sort of seed. Any farmer knows he cannot sow the seed of thistles and reap a harvest of grain. Beginning at the outbreak of the World War, the people of the world began to sow the seeds of service, inadequate in both quality and quantity. Nearly everyone was engaged in the pastime of trying to get without giving. These illustrations are brought to the attention of those who have personal services to market to show that we are where we are and what we are because of our own conduct. If there's a principle of cause and effect which controls business, finance, and transportation, this same principle controls the individuals and determines their economic status. What is your QQS rating? The causes of success in marketing services effectively and permanently have been clearly described. Unless those causes are studied, analyzed, understood, and applied, no man can market his services effectively and permanently. Every person must be his own salesman of personal services. The quality and quantity of service rendered and the spirit in which it is rendered determine to a large extent the price and the duration of employment. To market personal services effectively, which means a permanent market at a satisfactory price under pleasant condition, one must adopt and follow the QQS formula, which means that quality plus quantity plus the proper spirit of cooperation equals perfect salesmanship of service. Remember the QQS formula, but do more. Apply it as a habit. Let us analyze the formula to make sure we understand exactly what it means. Number one, quality of service shall be construed to mean the performance of every detail in connection with your position in the most efficient manner possible, with the object of greater efficiency always in mind. Number two, quantity of service shall be understood to mean the habit of rendering all the service of which you are capable at all times, with the purpose of increasing the amount of service rendered as a great skill is developed through practice and experience. Emphasis is again placed on the word habit. Number three, spirit of service shall be construed to mean the habit of agreeable, harmonious conduct which will induce cooperation from associates and fellow employees. Adequacy of quality and quantity of service is not sufficient to maintain a permanent market for your services. The conduct or the spirit in which you deliver service is a strong determining factor in connection with both price you receive and the duration of employment. Andrew Carnegie stressed this point more than others in connection with his description of the factors which leads to success in the marketing of personal services. He emphasized again and again the necessity for harmonious conduct. He stressed the fact that he would not retain any man, no matter how great a quantity or how efficient the quality of his work, unless he worked in the spirit of harmony. Mr. Carnegie insisted upon men being agreeable. To prove that he placed a high value of this quality, he permitted many men who conformed to his standards to become very wealthy. Those who did not conform had to make room for others. The importance of pleasing personality has been stressed because it is a factor which enables one to render service in the proper spirit. If one has personality which pleases, and renders service in the spirit of harmony, these assets often make up for deficiency in both quality and the quantity of service one renders. Nothing, however, can be successfully substituted for a pleasing conduct.
Iris, thank you very much for your reading. Let's take a break right here, and we will continue to read this wonderful book next webinar, and I have 2 videos I would like to share with everybody. And again, if you remember, and no doubts in my mind that you do remember that what Rex says, if you're doing FLP business and you don't have fun, you're doing something wrong. So let's have some fun. I'm going to share a new screen, and please confirm what do you see on the screen.
A beautiful girl. Oh, this is
Okay.
a robot.
Oh, Iris. Let's watch it.
For starters, what should I call you?
How is the sound, Iris?
I'm
That is
Chloe.
good.
And you, what's your name?
Oh, John. My name is John.
Delighted to meet you, John.
Could you tell us a little about yourself and what you can do, Chloe?
Of course. I'm the first personal assistant built by CyberLife. I take care of most everyday tasks like cooking, housework, or managing your appointments, for example.
And I understand you're the first android to have passed the Turing test. Could you tell us a little more about that?
I really didn't do much, I just spoke with a few humans to see if they could tell the difference between me and a real person. It was a really interesting experience.
But this is the first time in history that man has created a machine more intelligent than himself. I gather your brain can perform several billion operations per second. Is that right?
Absolutely, but I only exist thanks to the intelligence of the humans who designed me. And, they have something I could never have.
Really? And what's that?
A soul.
Everybody heard that, I guess. What she doesn't
Yeah.
have.
A soul, consciousness.
Unbelievable, right? Look at this face.
Beautiful.
Absolutely, absolutely beautiful young lady.
With a sexy voice.
It's unbelievable. Chinese already created. So be ready. Okay,
Yeah.
next video. Let me be ready for the next video. Okay, it will be fun. New York subway. Let's watch it. And of the music. and of webinar. I hope everybody enjoyed the music and beautiful performance of this group of people, huh?
Yes,
Incredible.
yes, very
Yeah.
My
fun.
God, beautiful, amazing.
Unbelievable. So, hello from New York City. Our webinar for today is completed, and I'll see you next Monday.
Many
you next
thanks to
Monday.
everybody, to
Thank you,
Reader, to
readers.
Alex.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Yes,
readers.
thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Everyone.
Yes,
Good night.
Thank you,
Thank
Zoya.
you.
Thank you, Iris, and thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sasha.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Enjoy
Alex.
your week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.